historical Rants. Mark out with us! Hey guys, welcome to the greatest podcast that no one is watching, the Squared Circle Rants podcast, with me, as always, Mr. Awesome R.C. Gade. How you doing? Are you excited? Are you ready for WrestleMania weekend? Now, I know a lot of you are probably not excited for this year's WrestleMania, but there is a lot of things to be excited for. At least there's a lot of things I'm excited for. I actually surprised myself. I made a list, and we'll get to that later, of things I'm excited for, things I just don't plain care about. And the excitement actually outweighed the things I don't care about. I shock myself sometimes. But before we get into all that, there's a few things I want to get into. First and foremost, I understand this isn't wrestling related, but what happened at the Oscars? Yes, I'm going to bring it up. If you follow me on Facebook or Twitter, I've retweeted, I've tweeted my thoughts. I'm going to give my thoughts right here. But what happened at the Oscars has gone through not just the acting community, movie community, whatever community, it's also gone through the wrestling community. I urge you to go look up the memes or responses from wrestlers in this. So we're just going to get into it. I'm sure you know by now, Will Smith bitch slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars, unprovoked. That's right, I said unprovoked, and I'll tell you why. So I guess, also if you don't know, and even if you do know, Miss Jada Smith, or Jada Pinkett Smith, has alopecia, or has had it for years, which makes her lose hair, or lose her hair in certain spots. That's why she's kept it bald for so many years. Now, Chris Rock himself didn't make a joke on her medical condition. Actually, it was even a harmless joke. I mean, come on. We all know Chris Rock can get very, I'm trying to find a good word for this, vulgar. You know, he can make quick-witted jokes and just really roast you. But this is the Oscars. You know, this type of place, you're not going to get deep in roast unless Don Rickles was there, because everybody loves Don Rickles. And even if you don't, you know you love Don Rickles. Chris Rock, of course, a completely different type of comic, but he knows where to do certain jokes here and where to do certain jokes there. And the joke in question was, what was it? Something along the lines of, you know, Jada, can't wait for G.I. Jane 2. And he even went, come on, that was a tame joke or something like that. And it was. It was a funny little cha, because she's bald. I'm bald too, I get it. And even Will Smith at the time was laughing at it. He got the joke. He knew what was up. It was just a little, you know, oh, hey, you're bald, cha, here's this joke. Of course, Jada on camera just gave the eye roll, like whatever. And typically we could have just moved on. Like, he made the joke, hey, that was tame, come on, and then could have gone on with the act. But however, apparently Will Smith switched in the matter of a second, got up, smacked Chris Rock across the face. Rock stood there stunned. And actually, I got to give it to Rock of how professional he kept this the whole time. He's like, what? Okay, that just happened. You know, he had that look. He went back into being professional, having a good time. And he's like, it was a G.I. Jane joke. Like, what the heck? And Smith, with all this anger in his voice, keep my wife's name out your mouth. I had to censor that. I think we're not quite 10 minutes yet, so I had to censor it myself. And he's like, well, what? And he repeated again with even more anger. Keep my wife's name. You get the picture. And more ridiculous than Will Smith assaulting Chris Rock, because that's what it is. That's exactly what that was. That was an assault over a little joke. The Academy kept him there. Or actually, no, wait. I do remember an article I read just earlier. Apparently, the Academy did ask him to leave, and Will just refused. Which is weird, because, come on, he assaulted someone. Hey, we're going to have to ask you to leave. No. Okay. What? You should have had security usher his ass out. But instead, they let him receive his award. Now, I don't wish that he gets his reward taken away. He worked really hard to earn that for something that happened a while ago, for a character he portrayed. I don't even know the movie. Haven't seen it. But no, he earned it. But the fact that they let him stay and let him make a speech, that was ridiculous. And furthermore on this ridiculousness, he tried to give this, well, a half-assed apology. Let's just call it what it is. It was a half-assed apology. He's adding tears to really go, I'm so sorry. I don't remember the whole speech, but I'm a strong, proud father or husband or whatever. He's trying to excuse this, and the freaking audience applauded him. Are we in the Twilight Zone? Like, what? He assaulted someone on stage in front of millions. And people applauded him, going, yep, he was standing up for his wife. That's all he was doing. He's a good man. Good, proud man. No. I'm going to keep repeating this. He assaulted someone over a joke. And now I've seen the arguments all over. Well, she has a medical condition. You can't make jokes about that. It doesn't matter if she has a medical condition. He didn't make a joke about the condition. Now, I would slightly more understand if he up and called her a bad word, said you look like this and that. Even then, Will Smith shouldn't have went up there and assaulted him. Surprisingly, Chris Rock did not press charges. We're still awaiting to hear his perspective. Apparently, here recently at a theater he was doing, he addressed it just a little bit, said he's still processing. He'll talk about it later, but he was there to do what he was there to do. His set, what he's been working on day in, day out, week in, week out. And so the applaud to me has to go to Chris Rock. You know, it was his prerogative not to press charges. That's up to him. But I applaud him for staying professional. Me personally, I would not. I'd be screaming, cussing through tears running down my eyes. I'm not a physical person, and I especially hate getting slapped or hit in any way. But kudos to you, Chris. Hope you're doing all right. I know you won't see this, but I'm still wishing you well. But yeah, so there it is. And I hate this whole, I stand with Will Smith. I would have done the same thing. So you don't understand humor? You don't understand jokes? I mean, have you never watched a comedy in your life? Have you never seen a stand-up show? There's tons of them on Netflix. Did something they say offend you to the point that you wanted to go smack them? You know, it's ridiculous. And I'll go back to the whole him receiving an award. I don't believe they should take it away. He earned it. He should keep it, but he does need a punishment. He should be counting his lucky stars that he's not in jail right now for what he did. Because any other person who did the same thing he did would be in jail, no question. You wouldn't applaud him. And I forgot the comedian, so sorry if you see this, and I forgot who posted it originally, but I'm sure it's in every other comedian's minds. This sets an unfortunate precedent that other, fans of Will or people who see this go, well, he was offended by a joke, so I guess in a comedy club, I could just go smack the shit out of someone if I don't like what they say. That's dangerous. And that's horrible. Precedent to set for anything. If you don't like it, just move on with your freaking day. I mean, this is an old argument. Well, he shouldn't make that joke. It offends people. Who gives a shit? Be offended. Process it and then move on. There's a lot of stuff I don't like on TV, but you don't see me going around smacking people or trying to ruin their careers. Actually, sorry, that just reminded me. There was another tweet. Someone said, okay, so many people are being canceled for things they said on Twitter years ago, but Will Smith assaults someone live on TV. No repercussions. Good job. All right, so I've ranted enough about that. Again, or not again. I apologize that it wasn't wrestling related, but it's something so huge. I had to bring it to the podcast. I had to put in my 2 cents. If you don't like it, please don't smack me. I'm not into it. All right, so let's move along to the actual wrestling things. And we're going to move on to something really sad. Something I know we've all heard. We're all processing ourselves. Triple H has announced that he will not be stepping back into the ring ever again. And now, yes, Triple H is up there in age. We understand that. He can only wrestle certain times of the year. Whether you love him or hate him, anytime he's out there, he gives over 100%. Even if it's a bad match, he prepared diligently for it. But unfortunately, his time is cut short. Shorter than it should have been because of his heart issues. And forgot the interview he did, but he did an interview going into more detail. His heart issues were more serious than we all thought. And unfortunately, he has to live with a heart defibrillator for the rest of his life, which wrestling with that is a no-go. He even kind of cracked a joke saying, I don't think thousands of or millions of people would want to see me get shocked live in the ring. I give it to him. He was trying to make light of it, but it is sad. I've been a fan of Triple H ever since I saw him. Well, I saw him when I was a kid, so I wasn't really knowledgeable of, if there was a bad guy, I didn't think like MJF. Oh yeah, he's a heel. You want to hate him, but you appreciate what they're doing. No, I first saw him. He was that snobby Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Hated him, but the more I've grown into wrestling, the more I understand now. I've appreciated this guy's career for a long, long time. He's one of the best, if not the best, of switching characters, making you hate him one minute and making you love him the next. And he's done it his whole career. And it's just sad to see that we're not going to see him in the ring ever again. We may see him on TV, but I understand his health is way more important than putting on another show. So, on behalf of the Squared Circle Rants team, our condolences to you, Triple H. You will be missed. Can't wait to see you at least on TV, or hearing what you're going to do next behind the scenes. Tell me your favorite Triple H moment, whether it be a match or what he did in and out of the ring, in the comments below. Would love to hear from you. Another kind of sad, but in a celebratory, joyous way. I mean, it's good news, but Shad Gaspard, who sadly drowned in the ocean trying to save his son, is going to be honored at the WWE Hall of Fame and receive the Warrior Award, which, yes, this man deserves it. I was always entertained when I saw him as a wrestler, and when I followed the story of what happened to him and his son, it was just heartbreaking. But if anyone deserves it in the world, it's Shad Gaspard. And can't wait to see who's going to be receiving the award for him, who's going to induct him. I'm not going to lie, I'm probably going to get teary-eyed, because it's just sad circumstances. We lost him way too soon. Actually, you could say he was still in the prime of his career. I mean, granted, he wasn't a part of WWE, but he was still out there doing what he loves, supporting his family, and this is one of the few great moves that WWE has done. And so for that, I applaud you guys. I don't know why I did that. I was tipping a non-existing hat. But yeah, great move from WWE. Well deserved. Not going to be a dry eye in the house, especially this one. But yes. But we're going to stay in the WWE Hall of Fame here. But this one's a weird one. We heard rumors, but I didn't ever see it happen. I said if it does happen, I'll be shocked. So color me freaking shocked. The next people to be going into the WWE Hall of Fame are both the Steiner brothers. And like I said last time, Rick, definitely I can see going in. Scott, not so much. And you can look it up yourselves. He said many bad things about WWE, even many bad things about the WWE Hall of Fame itself. He's, criticized numerous WWE talent, numerous producers. But it's happening, and I'm still in shock. Of course, now everyone, myself included, are waiting for what is he going to say with a live mic there. How are things going to go behind the scenes between him and Vince and everybody else? It should be a great moment, but I think we're all waiting for, is he going to say something bad? Or something shocking that's going to blow up the world? Or are they going to mute him, Actually, that'd be kind of funny. What if Rick just kind of, I'll keep the mic with me. You just stand there and look pretty. Thank you. Actually, it reminds me of when, and I forgot the year, my apologies, especially to the man I'm about to talk about, Jim Cornette, when he went out, I believe the line was, "Hey guys, I'm Jim Cornette. This is a live mic, and the audio guy's on Xanax," because he knew everyone was going, what's he gonna do? And of course, it was a great speech. I can't remember everything he said, but Jim Cornette knows how to put on a great show, how to keep the fans involved. But yeah, so I am very happy and excited that the Steiners are going into the Hall of Fame, because the Steiner brothers are a staple of professional wrestling. They are legendary. They're legendary men. But again, the shocking part was that Scott's going to. Will he show up? That's another question as well. All right, so enough of the Oscars, enough of me getting teary-eyed. Let's go into WrestleMania weekend, as I brought at the beginning of the show. Um, but yes, with so many meh to holy shit matchups happening this WrestleMania weekend, here's some matchups and some moments that I'm very excited for, and others I just don't give a shit. But since the good outweighs the bad, let's start with all the exciting things, stuff that I'm excited for. Maybe after seeing this podcast, you'll be excited for yourself. But number one, Edge versus AJ Styles. And now, what Edge is doing with this new heel character, very weird, but good. Edge knows how to sell you on something. You might not agree with everything he does, but he knows how to, kind of like a Triple H, he knows how to switch like that, and you're still watching. You're still viewing, wondering what's going to happen. But, come on, we have Edge. That aside, we have Edge versus AJ Styles, WrestleMania. This is going to be an awesome match. I can't wait to see the story they continue to tell. As a little wonky as it is, because it was fastly put together like WWE likes to do. But this is the legend, the rated R superstar, the Hall of Famer Edge versus the legend himself. I mean, he's legend by now. AJ Styles. They're going to put on a great show. Now, this next one, not necessarily a great show, but I'm a little biased, like I've said before. I love Johnny Knoxville, and actually I've loved this story, this build-up, this feud that Knoxville and Sami Zayn have been telling. Of course, Knoxville just being himself, a wise ass, but obviously he's the babyface in this scenario. Zayn playing that goofy heel, just getting angrier and angrier. But it's going to be entertaining. So, the E in WWE, this is what's going to be. It's WrestleMania. They're going to do something huge. Well, I'm not going to, not pro wrestling huge, but it's going to be big. You know it is. My only concerns is for Johnny himself. Now, he's made a career at hurting his body for many years, but he did say that after the last Jackass they made, Jackass Forever, his doctors told him, you can't take any more concussions. Now there shouldn't be a worry with Zayn. I'm just worried that something might go wrong, and I mean that's a worry with any professional wrestlers, not that Johnny is one. Something can happen. I'm not concerned with Zayn because I know he'll protect Knoxville throughout the match, but you just get kind of worried when you know the information we know about Johnny Knoxville. But either way, again, it's going to be entertaining, going to be funny. Can't wait to see it. Really excited for the WWE Champion versus the Universal Champion. That's Brock Lesnar versus the one, Roman Reigns, for a title unification match. And I've said a lot of bad things about Lesnar. I have, and I meant every goddamn word. But this Lesnar, who came back this time, I got to give kudos. He's been doing a lot better job, building the storyline versus the man who would, he's back, he gets the title shot and gets the title. No, here we're getting good back and forth between him and Roman Reigns. Throw Heyman in the mix. It's just been awesome. So yeah, I'm really excited to see this one because we have a reason to want to see it. To who should win, I still want Reigns. As much as Lesnar's been doing a great job recently, Roman has been one of the best heels to date. He needs to keep that title, or both titles now, whatever they're going to call it after all this. But yeah, Brock doesn't need it. He doesn't need another championship. He can lose this one, go back to his hometown. I hope if he sticks around or comes back later that we still get this. I mean, not exactly the same storylines or the same way he presents himself, but at least being there, being engaged with the crowd, being engaged with the other wrestlers. I do understand that he suffers from anxiety of being around a lot of people. I get that. I feel for him in that aspect. But no, he doesn't need another title belt. Keep Roman the champion. Keep building him as this monster heel, so whoever takes the title from him really gets that push. Brock doesn't need it. I mean, hell, I'll even say, because it also rhymes, The Rock doesn't need a title. But I'd love for them to build to that. If they are going to build to him and the Roman and The Rock in the future, this would be the perfect way to do it. Heck, even beat The Rock, that would set it higher, so then they can work on a babyface that you would love to see take down Roman Reigns. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of that in WWE. I wonder why. Releases. Okay, enough about that one. Next thing I'm excited for, L.A. Knight, versus, I'm not going to say it, versus Walter. This is just a regular singles match taking place on NXT Stand and Deliver, I believe, Saturday? There's so much wrestling, I keep forgetting. Now, as much as this is going to be a great match, LA Knight, he looks, he sounds, and he talks like a professional wrestler. I even see a lot of old school stuff in him. Walter, what is there to say? You've seen the guy. He is just a monster, can slap the hell out of your chest. Cringe every time I see it. This is going to be a good match. However, it's kind of a lose-lose, if you think about it. If LA Knight loses, well, he's been losing for the last few weeks, so his momentum continues to go down. Walter's momentum has been cut down ever since that stupid freaking name change. And now he hasn't been losing, and even with the ridiculous name change, he still has that great aura around him. He still looks like a big monster heel. And even better, he is a wonderful professional wrestler. But if he loses, again, just like LA Knight, his lowered momentum just goes lower. But yeah, it's still going to be a good match. I'm still excited. Obviously, it's in the excited pile. But that's just my only little rant about that. So moving on. This one I really want to see, even though I don't like one of the competitors in it. NXT Tag Team Championship match. Triple threat. Imperium versus MSK versus the Creed brothers. Who should not be there. But aside from the Green brothers, Imperium, MSK, awesome teams. I've seen them go at it before. Imperium really holding on to that. The mat is sacred, and you believe that they believe that. They're great technicians. MSK, they can put on a pro wrestling show, but of course they're more of the athletic, high flyers, hit you from this angle. The Green brothers are just green. They look great. With more work, they'd probably be even better. But, of course, they're one of the many that are just getting pushed right ahead. Still should be a good match. Maybe not rely too heavily on them. Let MSK and Imperium really steal the show. Heck, the Creed brothers could try. I'm not going to fully dump on them, but no, it's still going to be quite a match. The next we have, also at Stand and Deliver, Dolph Ziggler versus Braun Breaker. Now, my opinions on Braun Breaker still stand, just like the Creed brothers, just getting pushed way too quick. But with him versus Dolph Ziggler, it's going to be a good main event. Dolph is really helping NXT 2.0, even though when the show's on, I'm more. But I love Dolph as champion. He deserves a championship after so long, and he's going to put on one hell of a show no matter who he's with. So I'm excited for that one. See, it's fun. I say I'm excited, but then I see this name and I just, and of course, I'm saying, to, Tony D'Angelo. Hey, oh, you know what I'm saying. Versus Tommaso Ciampa, a regular singles match. I'm excited this mostly to see Tommaso Ciampa. I can't really think of at this time any bad match I've seen Tommaso have. Maybe in the comments below you can enlighten me. Maybe not. Don't ruin my facade. Just go ahead and do it. Versus Tony D'Angelo. So I'll say one good thing about Tony, aside from the style, he looks great. He's pretty good in the ring. I just not a fan of this going back to the 90s, which it seems NXT 2.0 is doing. Like it's a mixture of 90s or bad 90s nostalgia with, actually, I don't even know what they're trying to do. They're trying to go for a newer audience, but they're also back in the past. But with Tommaso in the ring, I'm sure he'll get something great out of Tony D'Angelo, so I'm still excited for it. Now we're moving away from WWE and the excitement department to Eddie Edwards versus Tomohiro Ishii. If I got that wrong, please don't hit me. If you haven't seen Ishii, now he's sort of a technician, but mostly just a beat the crap out of you guy. I believe, what's it called? That strong style type. Not as flamboyant as Nakamura, but he's that guy that just walks in, kicks your ass, and leaves. Doesn't have to say a word. Doesn't need a mouthpiece manager, although that would be cool. Yeah, that help benefit him. But yeah, I am excited. Eddie Edwards, great wrestler. I've loved to see how much he's evolved over the years. He's in for a beating, and I'm excited for it. And I'm not saying that because I hate him. I like Eddie. He's a heel now. He's doing great work at it. But he's in for a beating. This is Impact's Multiverse of Matches pay-per-view at WrestleCon. It says you can see it on Fight. Oh, crap. I'm going to have to get Fight to watch this. I thought because I had Impact Plus, I'd see it for free. Well, I'll still try to find it, or I'll still try to get matches, present it to you, talk about it, if it's noteworthy. And then the last thing, still in the Multiverse of Matches, we have an Ultimate X match. Now, I'm just excited alone for the Ultimate X. That was one of the huge things that drew a lot of people to TNA, or sorry, let's go through it. NWA TNA, and now Impact Wrestling. It's always entertaining, and especially the people in it. Well, say for one, as much as I love her. Yeah, Jordynne Grace is in this with 5 other men. Love Jordynne Grace. I just not a huge fan of the men versus women, especially for a big title. I mean, she'll entertain. There's no doubt about that. Jordynne Grace is awesome in the ring. buff as hell, buffer than me, but a lot of people are. But joining her is the champion Trey Miguel with Chris Bay, Vincent, love Vincent, Rich Swann, and Blake Christian. Blake Christian, not too familiar with his work. I saw a little bit of him in NXT before they switched everything over and let tons of people go. He didn't have a lot of matches. He was all right. Wait, wasn't he the one? Yeah, wasn't he the one that was with Cora Jade or something? They were a couple and then he was gone. But no, it should be entertaining. Ultimate X's always are. Of course, Impact or any wrestling promotion out there, they're going to pull out all the stops because it's freaking WrestleMania weekend. They want more eyes on them, and that's a great way to do it. But yes, that's the end of everything I'm excited for. And like I said earlier, surprisingly, not a lot of stuff I don't give a crap about. But before I get to the don't give a crap about, let's talk about moments. Let's keep with the excitement. What I'm intrigued by, what I'm interested in, and I hope you are too. But moments I can't wait to see. Number one, Kevin Owens show, and apparently that's going to end WrestleMania Night 1. The Kevin Owens show with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Oh, I just can't wait to see Stone Cold. I've said it before, and even if you disagree with me now, the moment that glass breaks, you're going to lose your shit. You know you are. You're going to be happy. This didn't go into the matches because it's not a match. He's probably going to come out, stun Owens, have some beer, and call it a day. As much as I'm sure that irritates Stone Cold because he's a perfectionist, but still, we don't know until we get there. We don't know what's going to happen. But it's Stone Cold. I'm excited for that. I can't wait to see it. And the next thing, I put this in moments because we don't have an opponent here. We have Seth Rollins going to face a mystery opponent of Vince McMahon's choosing. And of course, the huge rumor is, whoa, you're only smoking mirrors. Cody Rhodes is going to be the mystery opponent. That's the rumor as of now. We don't know until we get there. There's also, well, I was going to say more rumors, but we'll call them Meltzer rumors. Yeah, because this is just coming from Meltzer, and of course everyone reporting on it says this is Meltzer's idea. Smart move, though, as well. Apparently, there's a recent report, people close to Cody, I don't know why they're talking to Meltzer, if they're close to Cody, saying that Cody is not going to be at Mania. Or at the very least, he is not going to be Seth Rollins' mystery opponent. So, anytime there's a mystery, you get a little excited. You start speculating, wondering what's going to happen, who's it going to be. I don't know if I was about to say I hope it's Cody, but I don't know. It's still weird to me of him leaving AEW and going back to the place that he was frustrated with. So, I'm still going to pop, especially because I heard the rumors that he's going to have his music that he had in AEW. I'm all for that. To me, it's my favorite theme music he's ever had. Of course, the second one, whoa! You're welcome for that. But yeah, so I'm excited for those moments. So let's now get to the stuff I do not care about. Start with, we have Indy Hartwell and Dexter Lumis, or as they put it, Index, versus, I don't know how to pronounce this. They've probably said it a million times. Ducia? There you go. Ducia. We're going to go with Dushia. So we have Index versus Dushia. That is the team of Duke Hudson and Persia Parada. And this doesn't even say that they're. I guess I should have put moments in this because it doesn't even say they're having a mixed match. No, it just says they're going to have a showdown. Okay. Okay, is anyone clamoring to see this? I mean, out of all these people, I love Dexter Loomis more, but this whole him being married to Indy, their relationship going forward, actually, and even Loomis's character, it worked better. And yes, I'm biased because I loved what Triple H did with NXT, but Loomis fits so much better in the black and gold brand. They're trying their darndest to make it work here, but it's run its course. I think it's over. I mean, Gargano's not there anymore. His wife's not there anymore. They're proceeding with this, and this is, Stand and Deliver is supposed to be NXT's big moment in the sun for WrestleMania weekend. God, I miss takeovers. Anyway, and this is dumb. And speaking of dumb, we go to a match that we've seen week after week on SmackDown. Wait, do they do months anymore? No, we've seen it week after week, special event after special event. Once again, Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin. Why couldn't this just be done on a SmackDown again? Or even yet, just put a thing on YouTube or something. McIntyre wins, or Corbin wins. I don't give a shit. It's just stupid. I'm over it. And I feel bad for both men. I feel bad for McIntyre, who WWE has once again lowered his momentum, put him down here. I feel bad for Corbin because he's been here before. I mean, this is just shades of King Corbin versus Roman Reigns that we saw over and over. I mean, sadly, when McIntyre, I don't wish injury on him, but when they did the injury angle on his neck to kind of play him off for a while, I was just, actually, even before that, when their last match they had, that should have just been the end of it. But no, WWE just wants to beat a dead horse over and over and over again. But all of that, those two matches or moments, whatever you want to freaking call them, pale in comparison to the number one thing I do not care about, and I probably won't be watching. I wish I could fast forward. Maybe I'll just go have a few cigarettes during this match. Charlotte Flair defending her SmackDown Women's Championship against Ronda Rousey. Whoop-de-frickin-do. Now, I can't totally criticize Ronda Rousey's new run in WWE. I maybe saw one or two segments with her. After that, I just kept freaking fast forwarding. I don't care. She's just another UFC person. Oh, let's bring her in, have her dominate. What the hell am I trying to say? Have her dominate, win the title. And I've said what I had to say about Ronda in the past. If you want to know my true opinions about her, go through the old episodes of the podcast. You'll find it. I'm just done. I don't care. Charlotte wins it. All right. Ronda, it doesn't do any good for the women's division. It doesn't spark any interest. I don't care. This is just one of those matches. It can go away. Now, there are, of course, a lot more matches going on within WrestleMania, Multiverse of Madness, even Ring of Honor, Super Card of Honor, and Stand and Deliver. I didn't put them all here. I didn't want to go through every single match and give you my analysis of this and that. I just wanted to. This is just so no good or bad towards the other matches. Well, some more than others. But these is just mostly what I was excited for, and mostly I don't give a shit about. But that's it, guys. Thank you for watching another episode of the Squared Circle Rants podcast. Tell me in the comments below, what are you most excited for this WrestleMania weekend? And what do you plain don't give a shit about yourself? Let me know. You can also go to the Squared Circle Rants on Instagram and the Squared Circle Rants Facebook page. Send me your memes. Send me your rants. Send me everything. Well, wait, not everything. I don't want to be canceled. I'm trying my best. But yes. And please, like, share, subscribe. But most importantly, mark out with us. Squared Circle Rants. Mark out with us.